It's one thing to win, but let's do it properly and let the people really have a voice. The people's voice was taken today.
People were getting let in at the proper time. We had a caucus. And the people voted for a slate of candidates to represent them.
Think small-town politics are dull? Think again. This story is packed with more drama than a soap opera. Meet Dalton, Illinois, a modest village of just over 200 people, where Mayor Tiffany Henyard has become the focus of controversy, investigations, and public backlash. But here's the catch. Henyard doesn't just oversee Dalton. She also serves as the supervisor of Thornton Township. While she presents herself as a tireless advocate for the community, critics argue that she's been prioritizing her own interests, taking lavish first-class flights, staying in five-star hotels, and potentially misusing public funds. Now, with the FBI probing her every move, the pressure is building. Is Henyard truly guilty, or is this a calculated effort to take her down? Let's dive into the story.
It now appears if she wants to run for supervisor again, it will have to be as a write-in candidate.
Tiffany Henyard is no stranger to the spotlight. If anything, she thrives in it. From bold billboards featuring her face to music videos where she lip-syncs and dances with police officers, Henyard knows how to make herself the center of attention. But that's just the beginning. As both Dalton's mayor and the supervisor of Thornton Township, she pulls in a combined salary of nearly $300,000 a year, more than the governor of Illinois. Yes, she earns more than many high-ranking officials, while the average household income in Dalton is just $24,000. To make matters worse, the town is facing a budget deficit of over $2 million. The glaring contrast between Henyard's extravagant lifestyle and the financial struggles of the community she's meant to serve has sparked outrage among residents.
Last month, a judge issued a temporary restraining order blocking her from making those appointments without approval from trustees.
Her dual roles have sparked significant controversy. Critics argue that managing even one of these positions is demanding, so how can she effectively handle both? Tiffany, however, maintains that she's more than up to the task, claiming her leadership is driving positive change in the community. She's known for offering small financial assistance to residents, such as covering electric bills or providing property tax refunds. While some see these actions as acts of kindness, others suspect they're calculated publicity stunts designed to win votes. To complicate matters, there are serious allegations that she's using public funds to run a personal charity. While it might seem admirable, the question remains, is it legal to use taxpayer money in this way?
Months, there is a new legal battle brewing in Dalton between the mayor and some village trustees.
As Regina Waldrop explains, it has a lot to do with two meetings held earlier.
Things took a more sinister turn when the FBI launched an investigation into Tiffany Henyard's financial dealings. They're examining everything, from her charity and political funds to her personal expenses. Rumors are swirling that Tiffany has been using township credit cards for extravagant purchases like first-class flights, expensive dinners, and luxury hotel stays. What's more, there's a shocking claim that she allegedly spent $43,000 on Amazon in a single day. The FBI isn't holding back. Reports suggest they've conducted electronic surveillance and interviewed former employees and business owners who accuse Tiffany of dishonest behavior. Despite the mounting pressure, Tiffany continues to assert her innocence, claiming the investigation is a setup aimed at taking her down.
Board meetings, one held at Village Hall, one held at a park district, and now there's a lawsuit, and I talked to the attorneys for both sides.
Tiffany Henyard defends her security detail by claiming that her life is in danger, making constant protection a necessity. However, the issue becomes complicated when reports reveal that the cost of her personal security is draining Dalton's already struggling budget. The town employs 45 police officers, several of whom are dedicated to guarding Tiffany around the clock. Critics argue that this diverts crucial resources from public safety, leaving the community more exposed. Tiffany maintains that her security is guaranteed by her union contract and even points to a judge's ruling in her favor. But residents are left wondering, what kind of threats could a small-town mayor face that requires such extensive protection? The controversy deepened when it was revealed that some of the officers assigned to her were earning significant overtime pay, far beyond their regular salaries. One officer, who makes just over $87,000 a year, reportedly earned an additional $114,000 in overtime. Another's overtime pay topped $100,000, nearly doubling their base salary. Given Dalton's financial deficits, residents are questioning whether such extravagant spending is warranted. Critics argue that while Tiffany insists her safety is at risk, the real threat might be to the town's budget.
Tiffany Henyard making a late appearance at the Dalton Village Board meeting this evening. That meeting was being held at the Park District building since Village Hall cannot legally accommodate the crowds at a typical meeting.
The controversy deepened when Tiffany's opponents on the village board accused her of misusing her security detail for personal errands. Former Police Chief Robert Collins, who was fired during Tiffany's tenure, claimed that officers were being tasked with picking up food, chauffeuring her to personal events, and running errands unrelated to their official duties. "We need officers patrolling the streets, not acting as a private concierge service," Collins stated publicly. These accusations have fueled growing outrage among residents, who feel that their safety is being jeopardized to accommodate Tiffany's personal lifestyle.
My vetoes. So I got 7 vetoes here that the board has.
Tiffany, however, has dismissed these accusations, labeling them as politically motivated attacks. During a recent public meeting, she called the claims distractions created by those who don't want to see her succeed. She further argued that the criticism stems from jealousy, insisting her opponents are intimidated by her leadership and popularity. "They're not mad about my security. I make them uncomfortable because I'm doing what they couldn't," she said. While her supporters applauded her defiance, others in the crowd turned their backs, an image that underscored the deep division she's created in Dalton. The drama escalated when Tiffany lost her spot on the Democratic ballot for Thornton Township Supervisor for the first time in decades. In a shift from tradition, the township used a caucus instead of a primary election to select candidates. State Senator Napoleon Harris, who also serves as the township's Democratic committeeman, led the process and ultimately secured the nomination for himself. Tiffany was left off the ballot because her slate of candidates was incomplete. She lacked a certified assessor. Fuming, Tiffany stormed out of the caucus, calling the process illegal and vowing to sue everyone involved.
I want to thank my 2 trustees, Trustee Andrew Holmes and Trustee Stan Brown, for showing up.
But the controversy didn't end there. Tiffany has claimed that the caucus was rigged against her, accusing Harris of voter suppression. She asserts that hundreds of her supporters were left standing outside in freezing temperatures, unable to enter the venue. Videos from the event show chaotic scenes, with people shouting and pushing to get inside, but many were turned away as the room reached full capacity. Tiffany's team alleges that Harris's supporters were allowed in first, leaving her backers locked out in the cold. As she put it, "They can't beat me, so they locked my people out." In response, Tiffany filed a lawsuit to challenge the caucus results, arguing that it violated voters' rights. However, Harris and his team maintained that the process was fair and legal, dismissing her claims as baseless.
Well, for the first time in many weeks, Dalton trustees and Mayor Tiffany Henyard held a public meeting together, but not at Village Hall.
As these events unfold, Tiffany's mayoral office in Dalton is grappling with its own set of challenges. The police department has been without a permanent chief for most of the year, and her latest choice for interim chief was rejected by a judge. Meanwhile, trustees on the village board are openly feuding with her, with some even turning their backs on her during public meetings. One trustee went as far as to say they were counting down the days until she's out of office. Despite the turmoil, Tiffany remains defiant, telling residents, "Like it or not, I am your mayor." The controversies don't stop there. Tiffany's spending habits have come under intense scrutiny for years. From first-class flights to stays at luxury hotels, she's been accused of living a celebrity lifestyle, while Dalton struggles to pay its bills. One resident bluntly remarked, "It's amazing she isn't in handcuffs yet." Another added, "The state of Chicago is a joke. They're doing nothing, and giving her a platform only helps extend her reign." While these criticisms are harsh, they aren't entirely unfounded. Despite the scandals, Tiffany still enjoys a loyal base of supporters who view her as a champion for the community. They argue that she's brought more attention to Dalton than any mayor before her, even if that attention comes with a heavy dose of drama.
Is the only community that in order to get a business license or a liquor license, you need an attorney.
Let's not overlook the growing number of lawsuits stacking up against Tiffany. 3 former employees are suing her, claiming they were fired for refusing to participate in corrupt practices. Business owners have also accused her of retaliation, alleging that she withheld licenses and permits from those who didn't offer political or financial support. Even the Dalton Park District has joined the fray, accusing Tiffany of issuing fraudulent fines and blocking grants for park improvements. These allegations paint a concerning picture of a leader more focused on maintaining power than on serving the people.
Stories new at 6. Embattled Dalton Mayor Tiffany Henyard is mounting a re-election bid. Henyard made the announcement in a post on her Facebook page.
As the FBI investigation unfolds, more questions are emerging about Tiffany's financial dealings. Where is all the money going? Tiffany claims to have raised millions for Dalton, yet the town's budget tells a different story, with the deficit continuing to grow. Residents are demanding answers. Is Tiffany using public funds to fund her lavish lifestyle? Or is there more to the story? And what about her claims of being targeted? Could she truly be the victim of a political conspiracy, or is this just a convenient excuse? Tiffany's former right-hand man, Keith Freeman, has also become a key figure in this saga. Once her closest ally, Freeman is now cooperating with the FBI and reportedly providing details of her spending habits. If his testimony proves credible, it could deal the final blow to Tiffany's political career. However, Freeman isn't without his own troubles. He's facing bankruptcy fraud charges, and some believe he's turning on Tiffany to save himself. Regardless of his motives, his involvement only adds another layer of complexity to this already tangled and dramatic story.
She's teasing a big announcement that she claims will result in some of her opponents being arrested and charged.
Despite all the controversy, Tiffany remains unapologetically defiant. She continues to campaign for re-election as Dalton's mayor, insisting she will win in a landslide. At a recent rally, she told her supporters, "Put some respect on my name because I am loved throughout Thornton Township." But love alone may not be enough to save her. With the FBI investigation intensifying, lawsuits piling up, and public trust at an all-time low, Tiffany's political future hangs by a thread. So what's next for the self-proclaimed super mayor? Will she defy the odds and clear her name? Or is this the beginning of the end for Tiffany Henyard? And if the allegations against her are proven true, what does that say about the state of local politics? One thing is certain, Dalton hasn't seen the last of this drama. What do you think? Is Tiffany a victim of a political takedown? Or just another corrupt official caught in the act? Let us know in the comments below.